Maybe I've just been in the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know, whichever. But recently, I've had a few people ask me as worship leaders, what do I do when I'm discouraged? And that can come from practically anywhere. Maybe it's something that somebody in leadership said to you. Maybe it's the people in the congregation just aren't responding the way that you'd like them to. I've been there. Maybe it's something with a conflict on the team or something like that. Maybe you're a volunteer worship leader and it's just a lot of work with your job, and maybe there's family stresses. I mean, there are just so many possibilities. And in the midst of that, you get discouraged. Been there, done that. Numerous worship leaders, most worship leaders at some point, can attest to that fact that it's going to happen, that it has happened to them. And so what do you do in the midst of that? And one of the things that, when people have asked me that question, one of the things that I keep going back to is a section of scripture from 1 Samuel chapter 30. David, before he was king, he and his band of merry men, if you will, had been out on a military excursion. They came back to find that their homes had been burned, their families were taken away. This was not a pretty sight. And on top of that, because this had happened, David's men wanted to stone him. So he's discouraged. It says that in the scripture. He's discouraged. Of course he is. I mean, that's a pretty discouraging event. That's probably a lot more discouraging than anything that you and I have faced. And yet it says that David encouraged himself or strengthened himself, depending on your translation, in the Lord. And so David took the time to spend time with God, to worship him, to get alone with him, to strengthen himself, to encourage himself. Worship leader, if you're struggling with discouragement, you need to do what you're encouraging the congregation to do week after week, and that's to worship. To not just sing some songs, not just have an emotional experience, but to really worship God, to get your eyes on him, to get your focus on the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Because it's there you're going to find that encouragement. It's there you're going to find that strength to face it. And I'm not saying that situation is going to go away. What I am saying is that you're going to be strengthened, you're going to be encouraged at that place because of your focus being where it should be, on God instead of on the situation. If you're discouraged, you need to take some of your own medicine. You need to do what you're encouraging your people to do, and that's to worship God. Truly, genuinely, honestly, from your heart, worship God.
Brought to you by MyWorshipLeadingCoach.com.
Helping you to be more fully equipped as a worship leader.